Good afternoon, guys. This is me. I'm in Carrizozo, New Mexico after driving here from Springerville, Arizona on a Saturday. It's Saturday afternoon right now, about 4:30 New Mexico time. But when I arrived home, well, I stopped in Carrizozo on the way to my home base here in Carrizozo, and I filled up with gas, came on out to the place, and while I was filling up with gas, I noticed that the left rear outside dually tire was low. And so I get home and it's flat. And so anyway, I thought, well, I'll call Roadside Service and have them send somebody out to fix it. I have Progressive Insurance. They're one of the largest insurers of RVs, motorhomes, travel trailers, whatever. I have the emergency roadside assistance plan. So I called them. First guy I talked to, no help. Ended up with him basically get it fixed and send us a bill and we'll reimburse you. I feel like that's a maybe. The other one that I talked to uh, said they couldn't find anybody that was available on the weekend and that they would try to have somebody here on Monday. So be aware, ladies and gentlemen, if you have emergency roadside service on anything, your car, RV, or whatever, it's kind of an illusion, okay? Because they can't do any better than you could by getting on the internet and finding a place that may be open and calling them, because they just call the numbers they have, and they don't do anything magical, so to speak. The one option I was given by the second employee of Progressive was they would come and tow my vehicle, my RV. They would put it up on a flatbed somehow or some kind of trailer because it's got a flat, and tow it to an RV park, drop it off, and then have somebody come by on Monday and fix the tire. Kind of an expensive setup. But the point of the video is this: be sure that your emergency roadside service, no matter who it's with, has a clause that allows you to have the tire repaired and put back on the vehicle, because all their roadside service will do, or the one I have apparently, is they will put the spare on. That's it. That's it. And I said, I don't know about that, but anyway. So yeah, just be sure you check the fine print on your emergency roadside service to be sure that it will include getting the tire repaired on your vehicle. Particularly you guys that have motorhomes like me. I got a Class C. It's got dual rear wheels, and those tires weigh, I don't know how many pounds. I'd guess 100, or maybe. And I couldn't get them off anyway. I couldn't break the lug nuts, even though I've got a lug wrench. I couldn't get the thing off. And most RVs do not, or motorhomes for sure, do not have a spare tire. Some do, most don't. Some travel trailers do, some don't. Some fifth wheels do, some don't. Or people will carry the spare in their vehicle or somewhere. But if you have a spare, well, even if I'd had a spare tire, it wouldn't have made any difference, because they couldn't get anybody to even come out and put spare on. Okay? So, point being this: one, or tip, don't travel on the weekends unless you have to, or a holiday, because if you have a breakdown, you're screwed. What else? Be sure you check with your insurance carrier to find out what the emergency roadside assistance covers. I mean, I didn't. I just assumed, and assumption is the mother of all, mistakes. And so, yeah, check with your insurance company, whether it's Progressive or whoever, it doesn't matter. I'm sure Geico and all of them are the same. But having said that, I did another video while I was talking to the actual Progressive agent, the first call, and I decided to delete it because it's not the agent's fault. The person at the call center, the fact that he just said, well, we can't help you. That's basically what he said, and then hung up. He just hung up. And another thing they do, when you call in, you don't get a human being. You'll get a human being, or at least with Progressive, and they'll ask you if you've been in a collision or you've had a wreck and you want to start a claim. And you're not. You just had emergency, you need an emergency roadside assistance, whatever. And there's two phone numbers for Progressive. There's an 800 number for regular working hours, Monday through Friday, 8 to 5. And then there's another 800 number for after hours and weekends. And you got to know that number, which I didn't. I just looked at the number in my insurance policy and called it, and that was it. And then when you call the other number, they automatically flip you over to a text message program where it's 14 steps to get through the message text thing. And but no, anyway, it was bad. All right, it was a real eye opener for me because had I been stranded on the side of the road somewhere where I didn't have internet access, let's just say I had a phone that had the ability to make calls, but you couldn't get data. Okay, and that happens in some areas. So if you can't get data, you're screwed. So anyway, guys, check with your carrier. Be sure you know what you've got. And I would have to say, traveling in an RV, other than during working hours for the American population, I think you ought to avoid it whenever possible. I mean, travel in the mornings from 8 a.m. till 2 p.m., you got a chance. Saturday, Sundays, holidays, you're screwed. Anyway, thumbs up, guys. Accentuate the positive, eliminate the negative. Use the Amazon link. Drink plenty of water. Stand guard at the door of your mind. Boy, I've been working on that. Adios. Bye-bye.